In our course of our work, we meet a lot of people who try to take advantage or trying to langgar us, you see. And then the first people who will stand up is them. They say, boss, you just tell me I can go beat up this guy. I'm willing to go to jail for you again. But of course, you know lah. We don't need all of this. Can I say this is my open book story? Okay. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Sudan, CEO of EDAR. In EDAR, we employ ex-convicts and parole convicts to work in our grocery chain and ultimately help them in their path towards rehabilitations. The world was going through an entire lockdown and everybody was losing their jobs. So I formed the company in June 2020. At the time, we were only allowed to do essential service. So we started with cooking gas at the time and we call ourselves Beli Gas. We started to also allow people to recycle, use cooking oil with us. Today we're known as EDAR and we continue growing. I realized that the B40s and especially these ex-convicts were the most marginalized and they were not even looked at. And I realized if you do not do something to help them, then they will go even more worse. So since I grew up with them around us, and we know the sufferings and we know what can be done, I took it as our own personal challenge to hire them, give them skills and try to put them back to work so that they can feed their family and whatnot. That was our first time and we were very unsure about how this is going to go through. So we had our 2 or 3 guys coming in at the same time and we were thinking, oh shit, what are we doing? Right? But in the journey as we are going in and we started to talk to them, we realized these people are just like you and me. Probably they have setbacks in their lives, choose the wrong path, choose the wrong friend. When they are literally sent out from prison, they only come out with their clothes on their back, right? So our guys will go in, bring them out shopping, buy their shoes, buy their clothes, buy their jeans, give them uniforms. The biggest misconception that people has about ex-convicts are that they are murderers or that they are rapists or they are plundering national wealth and whatnot. They are not. Most ex-convicts or convicts basically are people that fall through the system. People who are poor, people who didn't have representations. To give an example, right, during the pandemic, we hired so many ex-convicts from penjara and their biggest crime, you won't believe it, was breaking SOPs. So at that particular point, there was a 50,000 ringgit fine. Went to court, they asked for a plea and they were probably reduced to maybe 20,000 or one year in jail. They do not have 20,000, so what do? Get into a jail, get a criminal record, then get rehired through Beli Gas. It is important for us to be sensitive that the ex-convicts that we take are not those with heavy crimes. These are just simple people and with simple crimes that we know can easily assimilate and integrate back to societies because we are serving customer side. We do not want to take psychos or rapists and whatnot and put our customers in harm's way. It's very simple if you want to hire ex-convict. You just have to do a Google check. Where is the nearest prison to you? Walk into the prison, go meet the parole board and tell, look, I'm a company and I'm wanting to hire ex-convicts and I want to go through the process. If you want to hire ex-convicts, I think it's quite fast because they have been released, so there is no issues. But if you want to hire parole workers, that usually has a process that you have to go through, maybe between 3 to 6 months. When we're going through the qualification process, they'll of course ask the details. So in my case, they were doing a background check on us. They came to see our place, the work locations, how do we manage communications, security, and of course transport. They also see whether we are able to basically pay them. They are giving us ex-convicts, you see. They don't want us to start a gang and start killing people or whatnot. From then, they will filter it. If Penjara says these people wants to work with us, we'll just hire them. And then we'll just find a way to put them or slot them somewhere in our company.
If they go missing, do you have to file a report or anything?
If they are ex-convicts, no. Parole convicts will not go missing because they're still serving sentence. And if they go missing during that period, that means they have run away from prison yet. And that is, of course, a heavier sentencing if they got caught. For all the misdemeanors that you do outside there, if you do it again in the company, we'll literally kick you out of the company the next day. So if you come in, you had drug offenses, if you take drugs, we're gonna kick you out. So we are very strict that you must not do back what you've done prior to this. If you're willing to change and you're changing, you got all of us supporting you. But you must understand, I also have my customer base that I need to be very sensitive about. So we tell them upfront, say, hey look, the day that you start taking drugs, we'll know about it. We'll either know it to our enforcement friends or we'll know through the guys who are selling it to you. We are very visible in wherever we are. So usually when these kind of cases happen, we will know. For those people from either the B40 community, from the marginalized community, ex-convicts. You fear going to meet employers because you are scared of on what you want to explain for the gap that you have. There's nothing wrong with being truthful. Everybody has a life and things do happen, and sometimes we need spaces or time to deal with things. To be honest with you, people nowadays are more interested to see what you bring to the table. Now, a lot of companies that hire this think that these people should be a slave for them purely because they are given an opportunity. So these people should be grateful, and that's terrible of them, to be honest. Whatever my other staffs are getting paid is the same amount of money that these guys will get paid. We basically go by skills, by the talent that they bring, and by the hard work that they put into the job. If they are an ex-convict, they have served their sentence. That means they are free men. They should not be biased against the job. That doesn't make sense, is it? They should be allowed to go work anywhere they want. Most of them are multi-skilled. They're exposed to different skill buildings in penjara. So when they come out, they carry the skills. So some of them can do plumbing, some of them can do carpentry, some can fix our lorries. We personally as well have benefited so much. To give you an example, right? We had 2 lorries that was caught in the flood in Sri Muda prior to this. And then at the time, a lot of these workshops were full. One day, my supervisor, Sean, he just spoke to one of the guys and said, hey, look, can you try to fix this? They say, yeah, we can. Just buy us some of the tools and we can give it a try. And guess what? A week later, the lorry was running fine. In terms of business, they are very reliable. So because we are a logistics-based company, we have to have that kind of reliability and SLAs tied down to our outlets and whatnot. Don't look down on ex-convicts. Whatever it is they have done, that is in the past. You should not be thinking that these people are undeserving of kindness, of help, or undeserving of having a good, better life. I came from a B40 community, and I literally came up in my life because many kind people helped my parents, indirectly me, along the way. If I was not helped, I do not think I would have been in this situation. So do not think that the kindness that you can do for these people is very short-lived. You do not know the generation change that you can do for the person itself, for their family, for their children.